In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips that will help you get ready for an interview in front of the camera. Tip number 1, be prepared. So the interviewer should be able to send you a list of questions that they are going to ask you before you get to the interview. So maybe the day before you can look over the questions that they're going to be asking you so you can have mental preparation or even some notes that you can look at before you go into the interview. Tip number 2, your clothes. Your clothes can play a big part of how you look on camera. You want to kind of stay away from anything with stripes or patterns, because that can throw the camera off and make it do crazy things. You can wear black, or you can wear neutral colors that won't really throw off or be too bright or saturated in the camera, and they won't make silly patterns go all crazy. Tip number 3, your hands. I get asked this a lot. What do I do with my hands? Well, I normally tell people to start with them right about here, which is at your belly button. If you have them stuffed in your pockets, you tend to look pretty stiff in an interview, and you might not move much at all. And really, when you're on camera, the more movement you have, especially with your hands, the more engaged and trustworthy you come across to the viewer. So use your hands. And if you're not a hand talker, that's okay. Just hold them right here with your elbows crossed, right at your belly button. Tip number 4, eye contact. There are 2 different views most interviewers like to do with the camera. It's either straight on, looking right into the lens like I'm doing now, or off to the side where you're actually having a conversation with the interviewer. It's okay for you to ask the interviewer which one you can do, because you might feel more comfortable looking at a person rather than looking right into the camera. It just depends on what kind of video and what kind of style they're going after. Tip number 5, sentence structure. So what you want to do is when they ask you a question, you want to repeat the question in the answer, because most of the time the viewer is not going to hear the question, so they need to know what you're talking about. So if the interviewer asks you, do you like hamburgers? You can say something like, I like hamburgers because, or my favorite food to eat is a hamburger. I just love the cheese and the pickles and the blah blah blah, and keep on going from there. So those are the 5 tips that we give to people when they come in the studio to be interviewed on camera. I hope this helps you. And remember, 2 bonus tips that I can give you is just relax. I know it's hard being in front of a camera. I mean, it's hard for me right now, talking to this camera, because there's nobody in here but me. Sometimes that can feel a little weird. And another bonus tip is don't worry about mistakes. Blooper reels are hilarious. And the editor that is gonna take this footage and make you look awesome is gonna cut out all those mistakes that you made trying to speak certain words. So don't worry about it, try to relax, and stick to these 5 tips, and you'll do great.